Rain was falling so hard it looked like the sky itself was splitting open. Cars sped past the lonely stretch of highway, their tires slicing through puddles, never slowing down, not even when they saw the broken-down red Honda parked on the shoulder. Inside it, a young black girl sat gripping the steering wheel, praying, begging the universe for one small miracle. Amina Carter, 24, wearing thrift store jeans and a fading t-shirt, stared at her flat tire in defeat. She was late for her second job already, her phone battery was dead, and the last of her paycheck had gone to her little sister's school books. She had nothing. No one. And nowhere to go for help. She rested her head against the wheel and whispered, "Please, let someone stop. Just someone." On that same storm-pounded road, a sleek, black Bentley sliced through the rain. Inside sat Nicholas Hale, the elusive, cold, impossibly wealthy CEO of Hale Corp Industries. Billionaire. Genius. America's youngest tech king. And a man who had never stopped on the side of any road for anyone in his life. People called him heartless. Emotionless. Too focused on business to see real human beings. But tonight, something made him slow down. While most drivers didn't even look, Nicholas's sharp blue eyes caught a flash of fear on Amina's face through the rain-covered window. He told his driver, "Pull over." The driver blinked. "Sir? It's dangerous." "I said stop the car." The Bentley halted. Nicholas stepped out, rain soaking his $1,000 suit in seconds. As he approached her car, Amina jumped, thinking someone was attacking. She rolled down the window cautiously. "Are you okay?" he asked, voice deep, smooth, unfamiliar with softness. Amina blinked at him. A billionaire in a downpour, standing in front of her broken red Honda? It didn't make sense. "My tire's flat," she said quietly, embarrassed. "And I don't have a spare." "Come on," Nicholas said simply. "Let's get you out of the rain." She hesitated. She wasn't used to kindness. Especially not from rich men. I can't pay you," she stammered. His expression softened. "I'm not asking for money." She finally stepped out, clutching her bag. The moment she steadied herself, the wind nearly knocked her sideways. He placed a steadying hand on her elbow, and she nearly froze at the unexpected warmth. He guided her to the Bentley. "My driver will take your car to a mechanic. I'll take you wherever you need to go." Amina's breath caught. Why is he helping me? What does he want? But something told her he wasn't a danger. If anything, he looked at her like she was the safest thing he'd ever seen. And so, she got in. Inside the car, she tried to make herself small. She was soaking wet, dirt on her jeans, rain in her curls. Next to him, she felt invisible. Poor. Embarrassed. Nicholas glanced at her, noticing her shivering hands. Without a word, he draped his expensive coat over her shoulders. "I can't wear this," she whispered. "Why not?" It probably costs more than my annual rent." He huffed a quiet laugh. "It's just a coat." But Amina's eyes dropped. She knew things like this weren't just anything. "So," he asked, "where were you headed?" "Work," she said. "My second job." He raised an eyebrow. "Second?" She nodded. "My sister's in school. I'm trying to pay her fees before she gets kicked out." Something flickered across his face, something like admiration. "You work 2 jobs and support your sister?" he asked softly. "I do what I have to," she said simply. He stared at her like she had just revealed a secret universe. Most people in Nicholas's world lied, manipulated, or wanted something. But this girl, she worked, suffered, and sacrificed without complaint. She was the kind of real he had never known. When they reached her job, a tiny late-night diner, Amina tried to return his coat. He closed her fingers around it. "Keep it," he said. "I can't." "You look cold," he said gently. "Keep it." She swallowed. "Thank you, really." He opened her door and stepped aside like she was royalty. When she walked inside, her coworkers stared. The billionaire outside? The coat? Amina could feel every pair of eyes on her. She turned to him one last time. He stood there in the rain, watching her with a look no man had ever given her. As if she mattered. As if he was memorizing her. Then he left. But that night, lying in bed, soaking in the scent of his expensive coat, she whispered into the dark. Why do I feel like I'll see him again? Nicholas tried to forget her. He failed. Every meeting, every phone call, every report of Amina's face kept appearing in his mind. The honesty in her eyes. The strength in her voice. The soft tremble in her hands when she spoke about her sister. No woman had ever affected him like this. He found himself wanting to see her again, a desire he didn't understand. He ordered his assistant, find out where her car is being fixed. Later, he learned she hadn't picked it up, because she couldn't afford the repairs. The next morning, he paid for everything. Without leaving his name. But fate didn't wait for him to confess that kindness. Because the very next night, he returned to that diner. Amina was wiping down tables when she felt the air shift. She turned, and there he was. Nicholas Hale. In a diner. In a suit. Looking like sin wrapped in power. Her heart nearly burst. You, she said in shock. What are you doing here? He shrugged lightly. Thought I'd try the food. You came back, she whispered. He sat at a booth, eyes locked on hers. Sit with me. I can't, she said breathlessly. I'm working. He leaned forward. Take your break. The way he said it, deep, warm, coaxing, made her knees weaken. She took a seat across from him, her hands trembling. You didn't pick up your car, he said softly. I didn't have the money. It's taken care of. She froze. What do you mean? I paid for it. Amina's eyes widened. You can't just do that. I already did, he said calmly. Why? His voice dropped. Because I wanted to. She stared at him. No one had ever helped her without wanting something in return. Nicholas. I can't repay you. I didn't ask you to, he replied. Let me be kind to you. Her chest tightened. No one had ever said those words to her before. He started visiting the diner every night. He brought her books for her sister. He walked her to the bus stop after work. He asked about her dreams, her fears, her joys. He listened. Really listened. And slowly. Surely. Amina began to trust him. She laughed with him. Argued with him. Blushed when he looked at her too long. Nicholas found himself smiling more than he had in years. He found himself wanting to protect her. To cherish her. To give her a world she'd never had. He fell, not slowly, not carefully, but wildly, completely, helplessly. A billionaire undone by a girl with nothing but honesty in her eyes and strength in her soul. One night, after he walked her home, Amina turned to him on the steps of her small apartment. Nicholas, she whispered, why me? He stepped closer, eyes burning into hers. Because. He touched her cheek softly, reverently. You're the first person who's ever made me feel human. Her breath hitched. You're the first woman who doesn't want my money. You want nothing from me, and that makes me want to give you everything. Her heart slammed against her ribs. And when I look at you, he whispered, I see the most beautiful woman I've ever known. Her eyes filled with tears. I'm not beautiful. He pulled her into his arms. Don't you ever say that again. Amina trembled. Nicholas. Tell me to leave, he whispered. Tell me you don't feel it too, and I'll walk away. She couldn't. She wouldn't. Instead, she whispered the truth she had buried under years of pain. I feel it, too. His breath shuddered. And then he kissed her. A kiss that felt like rain finally stopping. A kiss that tasted like destiny. A kiss that changed everything. Nicholas didn't walk away after that night. He fought for her. Protected her. Loved her fiercely. Devotedly. Unconditionally. And the poor black girl he helped on the side of the road? She became the only woman the billionaire ever needed. Because he had saved her car that night. But she had saved his heart.